Alrighty, welcome guys. Today we're going to have an introduction to bodying using the Intelij software in the RuneLite client. We're pretty much going to be using a friend of mine's source code, all of that. We're going to be running through the basics and pretty much what I've come to understand. Obviously this is an introduction to everything. I'm by no means an expert. I'm not too familiarized with coding myself, but this is just going to be a journey through that. That's what I'm hoping to do, is just have a full functioning botting client that I can just use and edit myself. So I'm trying to learn coding through IntelliJ, just using JavaScript and going through that. So let's get started. Right now we're going to be learning how to get everything through the GitHub and all that good stuff. This is pretty much going to be where you're going to find your steps on how to build with IntelliJ. So getting started, obviously you're going to want to download IntelliJ. I'll pretty much go through that here in a second, and also you can download the JDK files. I have those downloaded as well. These might come in handy later, you never know. I'm not particularly sure what exactly you get out of this. I'm still learning obviously, but it is recommended I have it installed so it wouldn't hurt, and I do have everything fully functioning at this time. So then we'll go ahead and click on IntelliJ. This is a quick little shortcut onto the website here. Obviously you can pick what you have here. Simply download the community edition. It's pretty much free. I'm not going to show you guys how to download everything because it's pretty much self-explanatory. There's hundreds of videos on downloading stuff from websites. Alright, so let's go back. So pretty much you've downloaded IntelliJ, all that good stuff. So we'll go ahead and open up IntelliJ, and this is where we're going to get started on getting the GitHub. So you're not going to have this, and it might look completely different right now. I'm running a 2022 version, so your version's probably going to look a little bit cleaner, possibly, depending on the UI. And these two items aren't going to be here, these two projects. You're going to end up having these three options that are going to be in a menu kind of setting in the middle somewhere. So it's going to be get from VCS, and then this is where you're going to have the URL for the GitHub. Anyways, we'll go back to the GitHub. So we got all this. Now, if you're following this, obviously word for word, it's going to have copy and paste this right here. So we're not going to copy and paste it, but what I will do is show you what happens when you do that. So you'll end up copy and pasting the URL right there, and it'll implement it into your directory, and you'll end up hitting clone. And then once you hit clone, I'll open it up right here. This is how it'll end up popping up right here. It'll have the RuneLite project, but it'll just be named RuneLite. So it'll look like this once it opens up. It'll open the project, all that good stuff, but yours is obviously not going to open as fast as mine is. And then this is what it's going to look like. It's going to have like a little downloading figure right here, pretty much downloading all the files. So we're not going to use this, so I'll just go ahead and close this project, because that's not what we're really going to use. Obviously that's very good to learn how to use it going through this, and also it's a good thing to learn also because it'll have you it'll help you learn the Maven build as far as that goes, showing you how to use Maven build. But with that, using the source code that I'm going to use here, obviously I'll have everything linked down in the description. This is going to be the URL for the microbot, so that's where we're going to be running today. And that's going to be the open source. And then we're just going to complete the steps, but we're going to be using the source code here. So we'll go ahead and copy that, and I don't mind making another project, and we'll just name it Microbot1. So I believe we can just use the directory right there. We won't rename the URL because the URL is very specific to what it's cloning, so it'll clone the repository. Alrighty, and like I said, it'll open it up right here. So mine's going to say Microbot1, yours won't specifically say that, but this is how it's going to look, and I'll open this up fully. That way we can take a better look at it. So you'll have pretty much your files and all this stuff, and this will directly match how your directory looks. So if you end up going to your C drive, users, PC, ideas, projects, and then clicking on Microbot 1, you'll end up having this exactly. Once you have this, you've pretty much completed the first step, and then if you're having any trouble at all, you can directly go back to this. You can have both of these open like I have here, and then just follow on the steps right here. So we're gonna go ahead and run the Maven build. Alrighty, and like I was saying, you can just complete the steps from here on out. So right now we're gonna be going to Maven. So we'll go back to our Intelij. Obviously you have all of this stuff, and I'll show you how to get directly to this. To the right hand side you'll have your Maven, and it will show you this. From what I understand, like, Maven build is just gonna piece everything together. Now you'll go to lifestyle after clicking the rune light right here. We'll go to, you can use the package, right click, and run Maven build. Now I'm not going to do that because that's not really what I've done, and I don't want to show you guys anything that I haven't learned yet. Like I said, we're just going to be going hand in hand. So anyways, once you right click your install, we'll go ahead and run Maven build, and this module will show up. We'll pretty much run through everything. It'll download all the resources and files that it needs to. Whenever you do this for the first time, like mine here, it will more than likely take a good amount of time. So I might just cut this out until the very end and show you guys what it's supposed to say. Alrighty, and we're back. So pretty much this is what it should say. So we'll have a build success right here. Mine took a minute 35. That's not really gonna matter to you, but that's what you want to see as a build success. Sometimes this might fail and you'll end up having issues. If you do end up having issues, from what I've been recommended, is end up doing the same thing that you did with the install, right click package, and run Maven build. That might fix what you're having. And there might be some side effects if you don't end up using the Maven build, because you can end up running RuneLight through this if you just end up downloading the microbot, but you'll end up running into issues where you'll have RuneLight open, but there will be nothing on the screen. It'll show you everything else on the sides and all that stuff, your plugins, all that good stuff, and let you exit out of it, but it will not show you your login information. So obviously that's what Maven's going to do, is just piece everything together, and that's my understanding of it. Anyway, so you got your files right here. It's going to be your routes to your client. You have your RuneLight client right here. End up opening the source file, main file, Java file, and you'll end up seeing all of this right here. These will be your plugins, and then we'll show you how to mess with that here in a second. Obviously what you want to do first, we'll just end up scrolling down. Obviously you want to scroll down if you end up hitting plugins, but we have RuneLight right here. So you right click RuneLight, and we'll go ahead and run RuneLight and just make sure everything's working as of now. Obviously you'll have another thing pop up on your console, and hopefully everything runs right. If it doesn't, you'll end up having errors. I'll end up showing you how to look at some of that. So right now you see at the bottom right that it's working. I know it doesn't look like anything's going on, but if you end up looking at the bottom right, you think something should be going on. It's probably going on right here. So we'll just wait for that to pretty much finish up. Alrighty, so as you can see, while RuneLight was running, we have a couple issues going on here. So let's go ahead and close that out. Let's go ahead and get back on our Maven build. Let's go ahead and run package and see if that works on anything. I haven't personally used this yet, so I'm curious to see if this ends up fixing any of my issues that's going on. And we'll just go from there. Alrighty, and we're back after doing our package. We have another build success, so hopefully this will fix our issue. From what I can see just right here, this line says RuneLight client. I don't know if the other one said that, but simply hit your debug RuneLight. Always hit debug RuneLight. From what I've been told, that's the way to go. If you're hitting the play or simply just running it, it might have issues. So okay, and so now that you have your client open, we know that the Maven build ended up working as far as redoing the packages, so that's a good useful tip. And so pretty much from what I can see here, if you end up scrolling up on your console, you'll end up seeing the warnings that are popping up, and these might be issues that you'll end up facing whenever you're trying to run your plugins and such. So obviously all these are separate issues. You can click on each one to simply work through it. And so obviously we'll go through this on the next video. Right now obviously I already have wood and all that, so start with wood cutting script since that's what I left off on anyway. So we'll go ahead and go into our plugins. Okay, so since this warning is going on, let's go ahead and just comment this out right here. This is the warning that we are getting. It says it right here for the Microbot plugin, line 78. We'll go ahead and comment that out for right now. And that's just simply doing the 2 forward slashes, and once it's grayed out, it'll be what's known as a comment. Anyway, so once that's done, we'll go ahead and make sure to log out and just make sure to close it properly. Obviously once you close it out of here, it should just immediately stop it from there. And pretty much since we did that, we'll just go ahead and Control S for saving and run the debug. So we'll see if that helps out with anything. Hopefully what that means is our plugin will work at the very least. That way we can get everyone set up. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so pretty much from the commenting that out, we have no warnings from what it looks like. So that's a very good sign. And hopefully this means that we can use our plugins for right now. And I think that will be a good stopping point. So we'll go ahead and so we're pretty much logged in. I already have everything set up on a plugin, so an easy one would be wood cutting if you want something to get started with. Let's see here. Yep, so since we didn't have any errors, what I said previously whenever the client was up, something was missing, and it was right here. So this is the microbot. Obviously it says do not turn this off. This is the brains of everything. This is the actual microbot itself. Pretty much making sure all the code is functioning correctly. So let's go ahead and go back to our wood cutting. You can pretty much switch from here. Obviously make sure you have an axe equipped and all that good stuff, and you'll be good to go from what I understand. So we'll go ahead and just back that up. Go ahead and turn on the plugin. Okay, and also make sure the inventory is open. Always make sure the inventory is open for the wood cutting plugin. So my inventory was full with oak logs, so it immediately dropped it. I'll go ahead and move my mouse over here. Obviously you guys can clearly see that the plugin is now working. So this is pretty much going to be the introduction to using the Intelij, using the open source. And I just wanted to finish off by saying a huge shout out to Microsoft. He has a Discord community, subreddit, all that good stuff that you guys can check out. I'll link all that stuff in the description below. A lot more in-depth stuff going on with, obviously this is his botting script. You know, he's always open to questions and all that, and I would not be able to make this video without him. Also, be on the lookout for more videos in the future. I'm going to be progressing heavily through this account and bringing you along for that journey. So go ahead and subscribe at the bottom, and I'll check it out later. See ya.